What's up guys, welcome back to Binging with Babish. For this week we're taking a look at sharpening knives. And because all my knives back home were dull and terrible to use, this was a top priority for my new setup here in Scotland. In fact, I love knives so much that I'm going to completely change the type of content on this channel to just videos about just knives and whetstones and other kitcheny stuff. Oh, and I forgot to plug in the microphone here. Nice.
Let's put some background lights going. Let's turn on the rest of the ambient lights and yeah, I think we're ready. So it has been a long, almost 2 months since I started my moving process, and I can finally say I'm done. Most of the time has been, just moving your entire life into a different country, taking your things, and actually all the bureaucracy that has been shoved my way, it has been overwhelming to say the least. But after 2 months, I can safely say that I'm settled. I mean, there's still things missing, very important things missing, like we couldn't really bring Gatsby with us, but that's gonna be ironed out in the future. But what better way to start out this YouTube journey and this new chapter here in Scotland than an actual video about the setup. And for the first time ever, I was able to build an entire setup from the ground up. So I still brought some things, of course, because last thing I want to do is have to find a GPU or a PS5 or anything remotely related to tech after arriving here. So I packed my main rig still back here with a chuck full of underwear inside and all the way around it, and put it inside of its cardboard box, and it survived the trip here. And just a refresher on the main specs of the build, if this is the first time you're seeing it, it's rocking an RTX 3090 that's now undervolted to 0.88 volts because electricity is expensive, and I can still clock it at 2000 megahertz, and paired with a 5900X that's also undervolted using PBO2 just to eke out that extra little bit of performance and efficiency. It's a very good combo for most things. With the announcement of Ryzen 7000 this week, who knows what upgrades I'm going to be doing in the future, but for now, this performs well above everything that I need, whether that being for video editing or the occasional Apex Legends livestream here on YouTube without breaking a sweat. The entire desk setup has 5 Philips Hue play bars hidden behind the main monitor and behind the PC, and that gives a nice glow at nighttime to the entire desk and are here to bring the entire room together. It's still a massive work in progress, but I'm super happy with the current result. I also finally managed to improve the whole RGB thing inside the computer, since RGB softwares are terrible and I always hated using multiple apps to control everything. So I installed Razer's ARGB controller and plugged every LED strip to it, and I can finally have one on-off toggle for everything. And I think it looks pretty fantastic with only a couple of LEDs turned on here and there. I still have my dual 1440p monitor set up back here with 2 1440p monitors using one of those cheap Amazon just dual monitor stands, but this time round I cable managed the cables behind this monitor and all the way behind the PC, so if I get out of the way, there aren't any cables. Not too bad. And that was a trend that I kept going throughout the entire setup by, just adding zip ties wherever possible and just routing cables smartly so that they are out of the way in most positions. If I go search for them, I can still find them, of course. My main monitor still is the LG 27 GPA50 that I reviewed a couple of months ago, and that was also transported in a box full of underwear for that extra safety. And the second monitor still is my old Asus PG279Q that was also filled with underwear and also survived the trip. My peripherals have changed a lot in the past year and will probably change again soon, spoiler alert, but currently I'm rocking my custom Icky 60 68 Aurora build with lubed Gatoron black inks and a modded sheet of PE film inside for the extra sound. On the side, I have my trusty Logitech G Pro X Superlight that I added some KLGM 8.0 switches in a recent video, and I simply love this thing. Underneath, I have the Razer Strider that was a lovely surprise for me, since for games like Apex Legends, where aim tracking is a must, my old cloth pad simply wasn't cutting it anymore. The speed and consistency across the X and Y axis has been a game changer for me, and for around 50 euros for the XXL version, you really can't go wrong. My modded Sennheiser HD6XX still are my headphones of choice, and I think I'll always have these around for their balanced, clean sound and extreme comfort. These days they are either on my head the entire day if I'm editing, or they are perched on the Razer Base Station V2 that looks so much better than Razer's old headphone stand. Plus, a little RGB and 2 extra USB 3.0 ports never really hurt anyone. All of this is held up in place by my new desk that is a combo of the IKEA Trotten tabletop in white with some standing desk legs from Madeside. I was super on edge about buying them since they were only over 250 euros, which for a standing desk, it's very much on the cheap side, but the quality was above and beyond anything that I expected. I got the model with dual motors and 3 stages of height adjustment in the legs so that I can have it all the way down at 61.4 centimeters or all the way as high as 125, and it holds up to 125 kilos, which in this case is more than my entire setup plus me laying on the desk. The rest of the room is still pretty empty, but I've managed to do some sound treatment on the walls, and I'm sure your ears can appreciate the improvement when compared to my place back in Portugal, and believe me, when compared to this room without any sound treatment, it was Echo City. Oh, and I almost forgot, I now have a closet for all my clothes. Just kidding. For hard drives in the corner. I'm not gonna lie, it isn't pretty, but I closed the door and they are silent, which for the time being is my way of having an NAS in a different room. And they don't overheat, so good on that. So that's pretty much it. The entire setup, of course, is a big work in progress, particularly, since I just moved in 2 months ago. The room is still pretty empty, but I'll keep you guys updated whenever I make any big changes or anything that might really make sense to make a video about. And that's about it. Also, if you want to see more of this face and technology, there's a button down there. You should probably go click. And yeah, until I have some Gatsby clips filmed here in Scotland, it's just gonna be my face. No cat. Hopefully that'll be enough. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and you stick around. And yeah, bye.